All right, let's dive into Google's latest experiment. They're basically trying to build you a personal digital butler, an AI that promises to sort through all the chaos of your online life. Let's get right into it. You know the feeling, right? Your inbox is just exploding. Your calendar is a total mess of appointments, and you've got that nagging feeling in the back of your head that you've forgotten something really important. Yeah, the digital chaos is definitely real. Well, what if you had an assistant that could just sort through all that for you? That's exactly what Google is testing with this new experimental service they're calling CC. It's designed to be a life raft, to cut through all that digital noise and just show you what actually matters. So, what is this thing really? Because let me tell you, it's way more than just another chatbot. Let's break down what Google is actually building here. The key term you got to know here is AI agent. Now, this is different. A chatbot, it just sits there waiting for you to ask it a question. An agent, well, an agent is proactive. It actually connects to the services you already use, like your Gmail and calendar, to find what's important, pull it all together, and even get the ball rolling on your behalf. And trust me, this is a huge deal in the tech world. It's like the clearest signal we've seen that Google is getting serious about moving past simple chatbots and into what they call agentic AI. This isn't just about answering your questions anymore, it's about actually getting things done for you. So, what do you actually get from all this? Well, the main thing, the core promise, is this one single personalized briefing that lands in your inbox every single morning. It's called Your Day Ahead, and it's a summary of all your most important tasks, deadlines, and meetings, all pulled together from your different Google apps. Okay, that all sounds great, right? But how does it actually work? Let's pop the hood and see how CC actually figures out what your day looks like. It really boils down to a three-step process. First, and this is key, you have to give it permission to connect to your stuff, your Gmail, calendar, Drive. Then it uses Google's big AI, Gemini, to scan everything and connect the dots. It'll see an email about a project, find a deadline in a document, and link it to a meeting in your calendar. Finally, it packages all that intel into that single Your Day Ahead email. And here's where it gets really interesting: the level of access it needs to make this magic happen. I mean, we're talking about an AI that's reading your emails to find bills and travel plans, checking your calendar for all your meetings, and even peeking into your files on Drive to remind you about work you haven't finished. That deep integration is what makes it all possible. But here's the cool part: it's not just a one-way street. You can actually talk back to it. You can reply to that daily email to correct a mistake, or you can email CC directly to teach it what's important to you. The whole idea is for it to learn your workflow and get smarter and more useful over time. Of course, you knew this was coming, right? All this incredible convenience, it has to come at a price. And that brings us right to the big central trade-off: convenience versus privacy. So let's just lay it out. On one side, you've got this amazingly powerful, personalized assistant that could save you a ton of time. But on the other side, you're handing over deep access to your personal and professional life. And this trade-off, it brings up a bunch of other concerns. I mean, beyond just the obvious privacy stuff of an AI reading your emails, think about the crazy detailed profile it's building on you. It knows your spending habits from receipts, your entire professional network, all your personal appointments, and then there's the chance it just gets it wrong. It could misread the tone of an email or miss some critical context, giving you a totally flawed summary of your day. Now, speaking of limitations, you're probably wondering if you can try this out. Well, hold on a second. You probably can't use it just yet. For now, it's slowly rolling out to paying Google AI subscribers in the US and Canada, and you have to be over 18. Everyone else, you got to join a waitlist. This slow rollout tells you Google is being pretty cautious. And Google is being super clear about this. This is completely opt-in. They are not signing you up for this automatically. You have to sign up yourself, and you can pull the plug anytime you want, right from your Google account settings. You're in control. That word right there, experiment, that is really, really important here. See, CC is being launched through a very specific part of Google, and that tells us a whole lot about its future. It's part of something called Google Labs, which Google themselves call a playground for their wild and crazy ideas. This is basically where they throw their experimental, maybe even half-baked ideas out into the world to see how real people react before they decide whether to turn it into a real product. And you should know, Google Labs, it has a history. There was an original version way back in 2006, but then they shut it down in 2011, and a lot of those projects just vanished. They only brought the name back recently for this new wave of AI tools. So, what's the takeaway for you? Bottom line, don't get too attached because this is a labs project. It could be buggy, it could change completely overnight based on feedback, or like a lot of labs projects before it, it could just get shut down for good. But, whether it lives or dies, CC gives us this really fascinating sneak peek into the future. This is a real glimpse into a world where AI agents are actually managing our schedules, filtering our messages, basically automating our day to day digital lives for us. And really, it all comes back to that one fundamental choice. We can have this unbelievably powerful assistant that makes life so much easier, but the price of admission is giving it unprecedented access to our data. So the real question is that a trade you're willing to make?